Breaking now at 11 o'clock, a dangerous, deadly night on the roads with two dramatic crashes in Cape Coral. In the top box, a fiery collision between a motorcycle and an SUV at Del Prado Boulevard, North and Northeast 3rd Terrace.
On the bottom, a violent crash involving two vehicles at Veterans Parkway between Skyline and Chiquita. And in the big box on the left, the scene of a crash that ended with the death of a pedestrian in North Fort Myers just a little while ago. We have live team coverage, and we'll start tonight with the man hit and killed by a pickup truck just before 8:30.
And within the past 20 minutes, Florida Highway Patrol just reopened the scene to traffic at North Cleveland Avenue and Evergreen Road. That's where our Corey Lazar joins us live with the breaking details at 11.
Stacy, the deadly accident happened right in front of the Sunoco gas station on North Cleveland Avenue next to Evergreen Road. And here's what the scene looked like just about 30 minutes ago. FHP has confirmed that one person has died here on the scene after he was struck by a Ford F-150 going north on Cleveland. Now, the driver of that truck was able to leave the scene he was cleared of all charges in the section of Cleveland Avenue from Evergreen to Betmar Road. Again, just opened up. It was closed for about a couple of hours. Now, we've been out here talking to the victim's girlfriend and friends. They say he was sober for 3 days, and today he decided to start drinking again. He was also homeless, and he would like to walk over to this Sunoco gas station quite a bit. His friends say he was 43 years old, and this is what one of his close friends had to say.
I hear another guy said, I heard a boom. Somebody said he had a beer in his hand, he was crossing the street, and then a couple people told me he's actually headed his way here. His girlfriend said he's over there or whatnot. And he's a regular customer. He comes here at least 4 times a day, maybe.
Out here, and authorities have not yet officially released the victim's name, and they have notified the next of kin. We're live in North Fort Myers. Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
All right, Corey, thank you. And we have breaking developments on the crash on Veterans Parkway that killed 2 people. Tonight, witnesses are revealing what they saw and heard.
And although the eastbound lanes of Veterans Boulevard are still closed, the westbound lanes just opened within the past hour. That's where Haley Hines joined us live with those breaking details.
Investigators have been out here for nearly 6 hours. Today's crash involved just 2 vehicles, but the impact was so strong it flipped both onto their roofs and left 2 people dead.
Me and my grandma were driving to Kohl's, and next thing we hear this boom. We turn around and there's 2 cars flying in the air. It's crazy.
Drivers on Veterans Parkway say it happened so quickly.
First thing we did was stop and get out and check on everybody.
Cape Coral police say around 5:20 a Hummer collided with a minivan. Both vehicles flipped onto their roofs. A tire from the Hummer was more than 50 yards away.
It was literally like metal crashing.
We helped get the 5-year-old out and the dad out of the Hummer here, the driver. Just make sure they were okay. Dad doesn't remember anything, and the kid was in shock.
They were transported to the hospital, but 2 adults inside the minivan were killed.
This is up there with some of the worst ones I've seen.
Chief Jay Murphy says the Hummer may have been driving recklessly.
From what I'm being told, it sounds like it was totally senseless and there was no need for this to have occurred. So we'll look at it, we'll investigate it, and if there's charges to be brought, of course, we'll get with the state attorney.
Veterans Parkway was closed throughout the night as investigators pieced together the crash. Neighbors say speed on this road is a problem.
It's straight. It's like when that light says green, they go. This is so sad, you know, with 2 of them like that.
Police are investigating this crash as a traffic homicide. The speed limit here on Veterans Parkway is 50 miles per hour. Whether or not speed was a factor in today's crash, Chief Jay Murphy says all drivers, especially during this busy time of year, just need to take it slow. Live in Cape Coral, Haley Hines, Wink News Now.
All right, thank you, Haley. And we're still waiting to learn new developments on that wreck between a motorcycle and an SUV at Del Prado and Northeast 3rd Terrace. Cape Police plan to release more information tomorrow. Now, witnesses told Wink News the driver of the SUV was crossing Del Prado and then hit that motorcyclist about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Both vehicles went up in flames. Neighbors say they have been pushing for a streetlight to be installed at that intersection.
Also developing at 11, a Fort Myers ambulance crash is now being called a traffic homicide after investigators revealed an unborn baby died. The collision happened on Tuesday night at Veronica Shoemaker and Canal Street, injuring 6 people. Tonight we know the mother, Christina Childs, is still in the hospital. She was in the SUV that was hit. Witnesses say the ambulance driver ran a stop sign and was not using emergency lights and sirens. Tuesday's ambulance-involved crash is the second crash in less than 2 weeks where an unborn baby died. On February 15th here, an FHP trooper was distracted while driving on I-75 and hit a Jeep, causing it to roll. A couple and their 1.5-year-old son survived but lost their unborn baby. That crash also still under investigation.
New tonight at 11 o'clock, Florida Highway Patrol needs your help. They're trying to track down a hit-and-run driver. Troopers say 47-year-old Howard Van Pelt was on Golden Gate Parkway headed toward the interstate when a second car rear-ended him and then just took off. Van Pelt was thrown from the car and seriously hurt. The runaway driver was in a 1996 Chrysler Sebring, much like this one. There is some possible damage to the front headlight area, so if you know anything about the accident, give troopers a call.
Right now, we are about 55 minutes away from the red light cameras going dark in Collier County. Colby Robertson live in Collier County, all new at 11.
With the flip of a switch, every single red light camera in Collier County, including the ones you see here behind me, will turn off tonight at 11:59. Last December, Collier County commissioners voted to end the 10-year contract with the red light camera company based in Arizona. They say there is no statistical data that proves the cameras prevent crashes at intersections. Instead, the county will continue to focus on synchronizing the yellow and red lights. Commissioner Georgia Hiller says that program is what protects drivers.
We only had 10 cameras, in other words, at 10 intersections, and we have over 200 intersections, none of which were being monitored. So, let's face it, it was not like they were adding any public safety value throughout the county.
You will still see the cameras up for a little bit until crews can get out here to physically take them down, but don't worry, they will be deactivated tonight at 11:59. Reporting live in Naples, Colby Robertson, Wink News Now.
All right, Colby, thank you. New at 11, trying to stop the violence. Members of the Dunbar community gathered in Vigil tonight to pay tribute to 26 homicide victims and their families, most of them teenagers. This is the third year for this event. Activists hope that drawing attention to the lives lost will help to curb crime and bring the community together in peace.
Our community got to come together as one in unity to try to take back our community.
No one's forgotten about them, that we still love them. And that's what having unity in the community is all about.
First responders from the Fort Myers Police Department and the Fire Department also there tonight. 18 homicides from last year and one from this year are still unsolved.
Tonight at 11 o'clock, Fort Myers police looking for a man who held up Edison National Bank downtown today. In fact, it was the second bank robbery in the city in less than a week, and police believe the same guy got away with cash in both of those crimes. They issued a warrant for this guy, 36-year-old Daniel Ball. On Monday, cameras caught a robber in action at the Fifth Third Bank on Boy Scout Drive and Summerlin Road. Wink News continues to follow the downtown drinking dilemma. Over the past few months, we have told you about Fort Myers police cracking down on bars and restaurants to try to make sure that customers aren't walking off with their alcohol. Tonight, we talk with a waitress who says she was given a ticket but just found out the charges were dropped. Corey Lazar has the story you'll see only on Wink.
It happened last December. Melissa Montanez was serving drinks from the outside bar at Red Rock Bar and Saloon.
The next thing I knew, somebody came back and said, "We could arrest you right now. You just served an undercover cop," and he walked away with his drink.
Fort Myers police slapped her with a ticket and a court date. For the past few months, FMPD has warned bars and restaurants that their staff would be cited if customers walk off with alcohol. But Montanez says she did everything she legally had to do.
Once I hand you the drink and you're 21 and it's in a plastic cup, I did my job.
This week, Montanez's lawyer found out the charges were dismissed. According to FMPD, the state dropped the charges because of a paperwork technicality.
I'm not exactly sure why they're going after these people.
Attorney Spencer Cordell says he's found no law that legally holds the bartenders responsible.
Walking around with an open container is an independent criminal act from serving somebody lawfully on a patio.
But some other establishments downtown say it is the law and they do what it takes to obey.
We also try and make sure that we have someone that's kind of standing out there watching for people that are going to be leaving with drinks.
But Montanez says all of this just gets in the way of people having a good time.
None of the girls want to come outside and work the bar after this happened.
Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Well, since December 1st last year, FMPD has only issued 4 citations to bar and restaurant employees. With Art Walk tomorrow night, they say they will keep enforcing all open container laws.
New information at 11 on a shooting and crash on the Las Vegas Strip that killed 3 people. Police say Amar Harris surrendered to a team of officers and federal agents inside a Los Angeles area apartment. Detectives say Harris was a self-described pimp, and his internet posts showed him with fists full of money, boasting a high-rolling lifestyle with prostitutes.
Mi sento molto appoggiato dalla vostra simpatia. Andiamo avanti insieme.
Now at 11 o'clock, the papacy of Benedict XVI is officially over. His 8-year reign came to an end earlier today when Swiss guards shut the gates. And before leaving the Vatican, Benedict gave a speech to cardinals, pledging his unconditional reverence and obedience to his successor. He is the first pope in 600 years to resign.
Happening now at 11, the nation is staring down the deadline of automatic budget cuts set to take place about 24 hours from now. But today, lawmakers in Washington didn't seem that concerned about the sequester deadline as they left the Capitol for a long weekend away. Tomorrow, top leaders on both parties will meet with the president to talk about a compromise, but other lawmakers were unapologetic about leaving.
So you're not going to be here in town when these cuts kick in.
They call me back, I'll be back.
But what do you think about the idea that Congress and you all won't even be here when these cuts kick in?
We gotta go to the airport.
We're also learning Florida's U.S. Senator Bill Nelson will file legislation tomorrow aimed at having members of Congress's paychecks docked to match other federal furloughs. He says no one should get paid for inaction.
Also in the money at 11 o'clock, there's one government agency that seems to be clear of cuts for now. The Internal Revenue Service says they will wait until the end of tax season to furlough their workers. This will ensure that they have enough workers to process tax returns and refunds. Next at 11, the equipment is on the sand and ready to unclog a waterway. New tonight, we are learning when Clam Pass in North Naples will be back open.
I want to sit back and allow terrorists to literally use 3D printers to manufacture plastic guns.
A different kind of do-it-yourself project. New at 11, why there's new concern that this growing technology could make untraceable and deadly weapons.
And the weekend is just around the corner, folks. Temperatures in the afternoon are only going to be in the mid to upper 60s for both Saturday and Sunday. Some clouds and some rain in the forecast. I'll have the details when I return.
After weeks of waiting, the permit to dredge Clam Pass has arrived, and we're learning that crews could start work as early as Monday.
If all goes according to plan here, the North Naples Waterway will be back open in about 15 days. Colby Robertson has the details for us, new at 11.
For the first time in a long time, there's excitement at Clam Pass.
It's really good that they're going to bring it back to the natural way it should be.
The construction equipment is out, and at a press conference Thursday, Collier County officials announced they have the dredging permit in hand.
Yes, well, that's the good news. Glad to hear that.
For more than 2 months, beachgoers took matters into their own hands, shoveling a trench to get water back to the mangroves, hoping this day would come.
We knew that this wasn't going to happen soon. Even our efforts as the diggers was just pretty much shut down.
The county manager has issued a 24/7 work order, allowing crews to dredge through the night. Starting from the bay, they will work their way forward towards the Gulf.
It's really awesome. This is really about everybody that's vested in this estuary and this beach, and it's going to be great.
In North Naples, Colby Robertson, Wink News Now.
The entire dredging project will cost $250,000. It's paid for with tourist tax dollars. The work could keep the pass open for 2 years, but they caution a large storm could close it right back up again.
And when people show up here anxiously to get away from the cold and looking forward to our beaches and waters, and they see rotting dead fish and manatees and sea turtles, it's pretty disappointing.
A follow-up at 11 o'clock on the toxic red tide and its impact here in Southwest Florida. Wink News traveled on the Gulf with a charter captain today who says he is worried that this algae will kill his business. 75% of his tours run between March and May, and wildlife experts hope that a cold snap that we're going to be getting will help break up the red tide.
New tonight at 11, cold weather is exactly what some people in the Midwest are fed up with. One TV reporter in Wisconsin decided to reveal how she felt about the snow live on the air.
I'm exhausted. I've run out of things to say. It is snowing and it sucks here.
Her fellow newscasters in the studio applauded the bluntness of Angelica Duria's report as she was live in the snow. She'd been there for about 6 hours, from 7 hours, 3 in the morning till 10 in the morning. Yeah, you just run out of things to say after a while.
Can you blame her?
No.
Poor girl. I couldn't feel her fingers or her toes anymore.
And we're about to complain about the 60s that we're headed
I know,
for.
it's kind of embarrassing, but it is chilly for us.
And we're still going to complain about it.
Our weekend weather for our standards might suck too. I'm just going to say that.
It won't suck, but it'll be chilly.
It's going to be chilly. Well, we're going to see temperatures, high temperatures only in the 60s, starting off in the upper 40s. So it's going to be chilly for many of us, especially us residents here. You vacationers might like it. I don't know.
It's a heat wave for them.
Yeah, anyway, partly cloudy first thing in the morning, 54 degrees. It will be a nice cool start. Northerly breeze, very light at 5 miles an hour. Your sunrise is at 6:51 in the morning. Other temperatures across the area right now, generally in the mid 60s south of the river, low 60s, even some 50s, 57 degrees right now in Arcadia, 62 in Port Charlotte, 66 currently in Fort Myers. Big low pressure system still spinning over the mid-Atlantic states. You can see that lake effect snow, and there is Milwaukee. They're seeing the snow once again. You can see snow all the way through northern Illinois into western Kentucky and into northern Tennessee. We've been watching a cold front that was just to our south. Well, that's far enough south, and that's why we saw the clouds finally break up today. Saw plenty of sun, high temperatures back into the mid-70s this afternoon, so a pretty decent afternoon. But for tomorrow, we're going to increase the clouds once again, and some cooler weather starts moving in with this northwesterly breeze. There are the clouds. They'll be increasing throughout the late afternoon and into the evening. We'll pick it up tomorrow right around 5:15 or so, and you can see how some of the clouds already moving across the peninsula of Florida. I'm going to bring this through Saturday afternoon around 3 o'clock or so. Mostly cloudy Saturday. Temperatures will be only in the high 60s on Saturday. Even some rain developing out in the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to move through on Sunday. I think most of the rain, if we see anything at all, will be Sunday morning. But this is a picture right around 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. You can still see a mostly cloudy sky. Earlier, we're thinking we might see a few breaks in the clouds, so hopefully we can see some sun late in the day Sunday. But right now, mostly cloudy weekend shaping up for us, and temperatures only in the 60s. Some high clouds overnight, temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s. We'll increase those clouds tomorrow. High temperatures back into the low 70s. That's really about it. Upper 60s up in Charlotte County. There's your 7-day forecast. We will see those numbers back into the upper 40s Sunday and low 40s Monday morning. Temperatures this weekend only in the 60s with some rain on Sunday.
All right, Scott, we have breaking news now at 11. Firefighters are battling a fast-moving wildfire burning near homes and buildings in Riverside County, California. That's east of Los Angeles. Fire officials say power lines are down at the regional park there where the fire is burning. The flames have charred at least 50 acres. More than 140 firefighters, a helicopter, and other equipment are at the scene right now.
New at 11 o'clock, there is a new high-tech development in the debate over guns in America that has even received the attention of President Obama. Now, during his State of the Union address, the president spoke of 3D printing and its potential to transform the industry in the U.S. This Maryland man is making semi-automatic gun parts just by using one of these $1,300 3D printers that uses hard plastic.
I'm going to take to the range soon and give it a test. The magazine, which of course goes in here, that works.
Show me where this matches up.
This matches up right here. This part counts as the firearm, and the rest of it counts as accessories. Therefore, if you've made the little receiver, you can purchase the rest separately and build a firearm at home.
Well, the concern is that as this printing technology gets better, someone could make an entire weapon at home and it would be untraceable. That's why some lawmakers want to make it illegal for people to use 3D printers to make guns or gun parts by renewing the Undetectable Firearms Act.
New video at 11 of a viral YouTube sensation under investigation now by the Federal Aviation Administration. You're looking at members of the Colorado College Ultimate Frisbee team recording a Harlem Shake video while on a flight. The FAA wants to know if students violated the rules when they got out of their seats.
Caught on camera at 11 o'clock, a bicyclist in a race in Virginia got really close to nature, probably closer than he wanted. Jeff Plasman was 15 minutes into his first lap when he ran into a deer. And thanks to the camera on his bike, you could see everything. He was obviously on the ground. Plasman got up and did finish the race. Thank goodness he wasn't too terribly hurt.
Yeah, the deer wasn't hurt either. Good thing.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, we got spring training in town. Tiger Woods at the Honda Classic. But what a night at FGCU, guys. The Eagles basketball doubleheader with Mercer, and it lived up to the hype in a big way. It doesn't get much bigger than this. An FGCU basketball doubleheader against Mercer, whose men were leading the conference and women were second behind only the Eagles. We'll start with the men, who were 2 back of the Bears. We're going to pick it up early, no score, and I hope you're sitting down for this one. The first 2 points of the game set the tone. Bernard Thompson, a sick dunk, posterizing Monty Brown in slow motion here. Eagles take the early lead, and then later they're going to move it back a little bit. Chase Feeler for 3 from outside. Eagles up 5 at that point. And then how about this play by Feeler? Off the miss, he's going to be falling out of bounds, saves it behind his back, inbounds to Christoph Veradell, and that leads to this. DeJuan Graff bucket and the foul. Eagles win this one 60-57, caps off their first 20-win season. Before that, the Eagles women's team taking on Mercer. This one not nearly as close. Laren Cook outside, and she knocks down the 3. Eagles rolling this one 89-62. Spring training, the Twins taking on one of last year's wild card teams, the Orioles. Bottom of the first inning, bases loaded for Justin Morneau, and he unloads them. RBI double here brings home 2 runs. Another would score on an error. Twins take an early 3-0 lead. Liam Hendricks throws 2 scoreless innings and gets a little bit of help from his defense here. How about the grab by Chris Parmalee in right field? Twins win it 7-1. How about the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the defending American League champion Tigers? A nice impression of the worm by a young fan there at the Charlotte Sports Park. Speaking of impressive, how about the reigning Triple Crown winner Miguel Cabrera down the left field line? Run comes in to score. Tigers win it easily, 10-2. The Red Sox taking on the Pirates. A rough second inning for John Lack. He gives up a 3-run home run to Jared Goddard here, but the Red Sox would win the game 16-6. Tomorrow, the Twins and Rays are on the road. The Twins play the Marlins and the Rays take on the Blue Jays. And then tomorrow night, the Red Sox play the Pirates at JetBlue. At the Honda Classic, Tiger Woods, kind of an up and down day, and this kind of summarizes the whole day for him. He has to put on his rain pants on 6, hits it out of the water, but does that successfully. Not only does he get it back on the fairway, but on his 3rd shot, he sets himself up with a very makeable par putt, and he would do just that. He'd make the par where he is after 1 round, even par 6 shots back of Camilo Villegas for the lead. And in the NHL, Blackhawks beat the Blues, keep their season-opening point streak alive. It's now at 20 games.
Wow. All right, Clayton.
We'll be right back.
I want to let everybody know that Veterans Parkway is open now in both directions as they clean up from that crash.
And that's some good news. Thanks for joining us tonight.
News continues at 5 a.m. Sleep well, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.